Hello and welcome back. Oh, welcome. Yeah, let's start that again. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Joy with Intention. I'm your host, Joy. So lovely to have you guys here. So we are on episode 3, you guys. That is crazy. Now, is it really episode 3? I don't know, but I will say it is because as for people who have been around for a while, you will know there has been a bit of an awkward shift in the show. I started off this show in January with a completely different name, and then after I changed the cover art so many times, and then now I've got a new name, and then and then I've removed half the episodes. Love that. But I guess that's a good thing about being a small podcaster. I mean, you can change the show as many times until it feels right for you, and who's actually going to notice? Who's going to catch me? So without further ado, let us get into this week's episode. By the way, how y'all doing? How you guys doing? Check in with yourself today. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're all well. You guys can, just message me how you guys are doing on Insta. All the links to my socials and stuff will always be in my show notes. So yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. So as you guys will have seen from today, sorry. As you will have seen from the title, we will be talking about joy. Why is it a main theme, a key theme for the show? What is it? What does it mean? What is true joy? And how can we find it? That's what we will be talking about today. So, obviously, I live my life by the Bible. I live my life by the word. So, guys, I'm really stumbling over my words today. It's really bad, but please just show me some grace. You know what I mean? Thank you. But yeah, I decided to take all my inspo for the show from different Bible verses to show what joy is, to know what joy is, because I think that God is the perfect representation of what joy is, and He is the only place where we can find true joy. And we will be looking at joy from the lives of real people, real life people who were documented in the Bible or who wrote things in the Bible. And I believe that whether you're Christian or not, there's still so much to learn from the people like we read in the Bible, and the lives they lived and the trials they faced and overcame. Because guys, they're real people just like us. Like when you actually deep it, and I feel like for me it's especially when I actually watch live action films of like stories in the Bibles, that's when I'm like, oh my gosh, wait, these were actually real life people. So maybe if you don't understand or believe in like the big part that God does play in the Holy Scriptures, regardless, these people had their lives recorded. Like they were real humans just like us, and their stories were real and they were raw, and they experienced the emotions and trials that we do today. And then I think learning how they overcame them and how they found the courage to overcome them, I think that's really inspiring. So I feel like whether you're Christian or whether you're not, whether you're religious or not, you believe in God or not, I still believe that looking at the stories of the people in the Bible and seeing what they wrote and knowing the context from when they were writing it, where they were writing it from, I mean, it can still be really, really inspiring. So yeah, even if you don't believe in the Bible or follow Christianity, friend, I still encourage you to stick around because this could impact you so much, and I really don't want you to miss out. So yeah, so this is just going to be the first episode of like a little series. It's only going to be a 2-week series. I'm just breaking down the themes of a show. So obviously the show is called Joy with Intention. This week I will be talking about what is joy. The next week we will be talking about what is intention. And yeah, that's just like a bit of like an actual intro to the title of the show, what the show's about, what this brand is about, and yeah, just letting you guys know what exactly it is. So yeah. So, I decided to go search up some Bible verses about joy. By the way, you guys, this episode might be quite short. It might be long. I do not know. We shall see how it goes. But yeah. I found some Bible verses about joy, and there's a few that I want to read out to you guys because I think this sets a really good tone for what we're about to talk about today. Um, so you have Galatians 5:22, which says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness." Then Proverbs 17:22 says, "A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Psalms 27 verse 5 to 7 says, "For in the day of trouble he will keep me safe in his dwelling. He will hide me in the shelter of his sacred tent and set me high upon a rock. Then my head will be exalted above the enemies who surround me. At his sacred tent I will sacrifice with shouts of joy. I will sing and make music to the Lord." And then James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let the perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." And then if we go to Philippians, guys, the whole book of Philippians, Paul is writing from a place of joy, even though he's being held captive in prison just for spreading the gospel. Even though his life was so tough, he was still filled with joy and kept encouraging the Philippians to rejoice with him. And he wrote a whole letter of joy. It's one of the happiest books in the Bible. But then you look at the place he was writing from, the circumstances he was in, and you're like, okay, why was this guy so joyful? And he was filled with so much happiness and hope. But he was literally writing from a prison cell because he was doing the work of Jesus Christ. Now, that's what we're going to get into. What is joy and where does it come from? That's what we're going to get into it. So, I found a definition. Like, I just searched up on the internet, what's the definition of joy according to the internet? Now, I found, according to Compassion, I think Compassion, they're a charity. They said that joy is a fruit of the Spirit. It's comforting and it's content and it's full of peace. Or it means to be sorry. It's comforting, it's content, and it's full of peace. And it's an enduring attitude of the heart and spirit. Now, I was just thinking a bit about how it's portrayed and perceived and demonstrated in the Bible. And I was just thinking, we notice constantly that in the Bible, whenever joy is being talked about, it can quite often be spoken, it quite often is actually spoken in regard of trial or painful situations. Like, joy is never encouraged only in the seasons like when life is going wonderful, or in the seasons of happiness and bliss, but it's also encouraged in the seasons of heartbreak and persecution and insecurity and grief. So it got me to thinking. I was like, because if we go back to James, he says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, when you face trials of many kinds." So you're telling me you will be going through one of the worst situations in your life, and I'm being told, consider it pure joy. Why do we consider it pure joy? Because joy is not a feeling or an emotion that can come and go with the wind or be absolutely fleeting. It's not like happiness. Happiness can come and go as it pleases. Happiness is not always going to be, because happiness is determined from the outside, your outside circumstances, your perspective, how you're feeling this day, how your perspective is on this certain day or in this certain moment. Maybe especially your happiness, for some people, for me, sometimes it can really depend on the weather. I live in the UK. The weather over here is quite bipolar, I won't lie. There'll be times where the sun is shining and the birds are chirping and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, it's really a beautiful day today. Wow, I just love, it's giving summer. I love this. And then I get so happy. And then after the sun goes, it disappears, and then the clouds come through, and then it gets dark and gloomy, and then now all of a sudden I'm really, really sad. I'm really down. I just don't see any hope in today. I'm like, wow, today was really it really had its potential. It really started off as a good day, but now it's just gotten really bad. But then I'm like, so that's happiness. Happiness is determined by things outside of me. Happiness is things that can change, they can come, they can go. They change like that immediately. But joy, it's something that comes from within. And sometimes I think, like, why would, even like on this podcast teaching about joy, I'm like, sometimes I wonder to myself, why would God want to use me to bring more of his light into the lives of others? And like, I'm someone who does still struggle with insecurities, but it's still being used by the Lord to teach about, well, not teach, but just spread some of the advice that I've learned from other people about joy and peace. And like, wait, but your trials aren't meant to become you, you know? Your trials are meant to shape you. You know, no matter what you're going through, they don't define you. They don't make you the person you are. They shape you. They turn you into the person you're supposed to be. It's not it's like the way negative thoughts come. Negative thoughts, they will come. You can either choose to hold on to them and carry that heavy burden and let them weigh you down, or you can choose to, because they're normal, they're a part of human life and a human mental cycle. You can either choose, of course they'll come, but you can choose to either let them come and then just let them go. Don't dwell on them. Don't let them, it's just like a cloud, like, just let it go. You know what I mean? So trials, let them go through them, but you don't have to go through them alone, because God is with you always. Trials are meant to shape you. They're not meant to define you or completely change your whole life track for worse. Because sometimes some storms, they come in your life to either set you on the right path or to remove the obstacles from your path that are hindering you from being what God wants you to be. You know what I mean? And even in the Bible itself, it always shows that joy, it shows that, sorry, let me rephrase. In the Bible itself, through joy, always shows that there's some kind of light on the other side. That's why we have joy, you know? It's like, even in that song, like, what joy could Jesus see beyond the cross? Joy comes from looking beyond what you're in right now, beyond the circumstance you're in now. You're not, whatever's happening around you, whatever's happening within you, it's not defining the joy you have within you. It's not. Because joy, you're looking upon the hope that you have, the hope in the future that you have, because you know God is with you. So why should you fear? That's why one of the fruits of the Spirit is joy. You know, like, it's joy. You guys, I'm not really going off many notes today, so I'm kind of like stumbling over my words. So, but you guys are staying with me, right? Like, joy is a perspective, and when you understand that there's a reason for everything, and God has a divine plan for everything, and has a divine reason for everything, and why he's doing everything, and why he's allowing you to go through this certain trial and this certain circumstance, that he has a plan, and he is going to make you victorious, and he will be glorified at the end of it. You know, the light is at the end of a tunnel, whether you see it or not, and it's something that can't be shifted or destroyed or tainted. Once you know that, that's when you start to really step into joy, because joy is a perspective. You know what I mean? Because staying miserable, that's a perspective in itself. Choosing joy, that's a perspective. That's a shift of that's you changing your lens on how you view your outlook in life. You know what I mean? So joy, it's something that comes from it comes from inside of us. It's something that starts within, and it is a perspective. It's the way you choose to look on life. It's the way you choose to look at the situation you're in now, and the way you choose to speak into it. You can either choose you may be going through a really hard situation, or you may even think to a time when you've been in a really hard situation, and then you're just not seeing any hope. So of course there's no joy within that situation. But whenever, that's why if I go back, I'm going to go back to James again. He says, consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because he knows even though we'll face trials on this earth, there is joy, because we have got eternal life at the end of this race. We have got a life spent with the Father and with the Son, and eternal happiness and joy and peace and love at the end of it all. So even though on this earth we will suffer and we will go through trials, it's okay, because this is not all there is. I can see the light that the Lord has for me at the end. I can see what is meant for me at the end. I can see what is waiting for me. I can see that, oh wow, you know what? This is happening right now, but I'm not going to let it define how I think, how I shape my thoughts, how I live out my life, how I choose to take my outlook on life. I'm actually going to turn it around and use it for good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, joy is something that you carry inside of you, inside of your being. And even if everything and anything went south, you would still have joy, because it's something that happens from within, whereas some happiness is something that happens from the outside. So, I was listening to the That's Joy podcast by Cece Carbonero, and she said in one of her episodes that the secret behind joy is two things: living with gratitude, number one, and then number two, being enthusiastic about life. For living with gratitude, it's being grateful for everything that happens in life, both big and small. And it's like little tiny things. Like, I've been trying to intentionally actually try and say more to God what I'm thankful for. I may be having a really bad day, or things aren't just going my way, or I'm not feeling exactly too great that day, but I'm like, you know what? I have good food. I have a warm house. I have a bed that I love to chill in. Like, me and my bed were locked in for real. Like, I love my bed so much. I'm so grateful for my bed. I'm so grateful for having good clothes to wear. I'm so grateful for being able to get an education and being in a good school and being able to go to school and get that education all the time. I'm so grateful for being able to have a platform to connect with so many people and talk to so many people and speak into the lives of so many others by the grace that God has given me. I'm so grateful that there's bees that pollinate all the flowers and keep us humans living. I'm so grateful that the sun does come out and we can enjoy summer. I'm really grateful that I have my favorite color is blue. I'm just grateful for all these really tiny things. I'm grateful for the friendships I have. I'm grateful that I have really good friends. I'm grateful for my relationship with my siblings. I'm grateful for so many things. For everyone, the gratitude you express, it will be different, and that's okay. There will be different things in your life that you'll be grateful for, and I think maybe some people keep gratitude journals. Some people just write in their journal every single day, either before, after, just as they wake up, or before they go to sleep, things they're grateful for, things they're really gonna thank the Lord for, or they're just gonna thank for. Maybe, exactly, if you're not religious, maybe you just want to thank, you just want to say thank you for these things. Put your heart in the right posture, because I feel like when you start to actually appreciate and notice what you have already and what you have been granted already, you won't start to actually, you won't focus your mind so much on things that you don't have, or you won't idolize them, or you won't focus on them so intently that you forget, oh my gosh, I've actually got all this so much already. I am blessed. I am already so blessed in itself, and I should truly be so thankful for that. So obviously that's not to say you have to you can't like anything else or want anything else. Of course you can, but it's the way you want it. Are you completely saying, like, completely your perspective is like, oh my gosh, my life is horrible, oh my gosh, I have nothing, oh, I hate my life? and you're just completely, because you want this thing, you're completely idolizing it, but you're forgetting that you already have so much to be grateful for as well. Are you desiring from a place of lack, or are you desiring from a place of you already have so much to be grateful for, and you just want to express how grateful you are, and that's how you will approach the things that you do want, you know what I mean? And then yeah, I feel like even with regards, because like obviously I'm from the UK, where there can be quite a a common conversation filler, and it usually is about complaining about the British weather. Now I have done that very often myself, I will admit. you know like right now the weather is a bit gloomy. It's like quite dark and grey and cloudy outside, but you know what, I can still be grateful because, it's been raining. That means there must be some farmer outside there, or someone who's trying to grow some plants or vegetation, or maybe there's a little kid who's, just had a little primary school project, and they've maybe had like a little plant, and they're just trying to see how fast their plant can grow, or they're just trying to witness their plant to grow. And it started raining and they've left it outside, so now because of that their plant can grow. I don't know, but I can still be grateful for whatever circumstance we're in. So yeah, this a secret behind joy is gratitude, living with more gratitude, generally being whoa generally being grateful for what we already have and how far we've already come. Especially, I think, also looking back on how far you've already come, the journeys you've already walked through. I think sometimes, especially when you pray, sometimes we don't realize that we're already living in answered prayers. God has already brought you so far. But maybe that's why I love to document my life. I love to document how far I've come. I love to remember sorry. I love to remember where I used to be and acknowledge where I used to be. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I've actually come this far. I should actually be so grateful. Especially sometimes I love to take photos and videos, because sometimes when I won't be exactly having such a great day, I will look back on memories that I've had and people that I've met and experiences that I've experienced. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was actually such a fun time. That was so cute. I love that. And then actually I'll have a little spark of gratitude and be like, okay, that was quite fun. I really like that. You know what I mean? So I think that's a really good thing, looking back on how far you've come, because I feel like, especially if you've come so far and now you're at such a good place, because like for me, I've struggled with my mental health a lot in the past, a lot, very severely. So sometimes now I will have little mental health slips, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I've gone like 10 steps backwards. I feel so horrible. Oh my gosh, there's absolutely no points in this journey I'm taking. But then I'm like, wait, but I used to be in this place where I was literally wishing I couldn't be here anymore. I was in this place where I literally saw no points in life. And now my worst issue is that I literally just got shouted at by a bus driver, and now I'm just feeling a bit down because and then I'm like, babe, you've come so far. Like because like even like a couple of days ago, I was getting the bus, and there was this bus driver. He just got so angry with me out of nowhere, and I just thought, honestly, I don't think I can even be upset with him or angry with him or take it personally, because it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Being a bus driver, it's not an easy job, of course. There's a cost of living crisis going on in the UK. The economy isn't that great. People are going through it. And people are going through so much stuff in their own personal lives as well. What would it hurt for me to just extend a bit of grace? Because whether he was kind to me or not, my life will still go on. And I know my joy does not come from people outside of me or come from things outside of me. It comes from the Lord. It comes from within. So why would I let him affect my emotions? So I literally just, I said, okay, thank you. And I sat down. And I minded my own business, and I went and I listened to a podcast, and I carried on with my day. I think, honestly, because joy is such a perspective, and when you start to change your perspective, it honestly changes, so much of how you how much of you perceive life and how you perceive things in your everyday life. And it also leads on to being enthusiastic about life, you know, actually choosing to be excited about things, even if they're tiny and to you they may look useless. Just still choosing to be excited. Like, sometimes I'd be like, okay, what do I have to be excited for? But then I'm like, wait, let me actually romanticize school. Let me actually get excited about going to school and getting my education and doing my schoolwork. Let me actually get excited about it, because why not? What would it actually hurt? You know what I mean? Like, being enthusiastic about life, that is such a key aspect of joy. So yeah, that's like a really big part of like joy and what it is, and you know how you can implement more of it into your life. And just know that also, I remember also when I was listening to Cece's podcast, she said joy is for you. It is for you. She said, say it with me. Joy is for you. Joy is for me. So even I'm gonna get you guys to say this. Joy is for me. Joy is for me. I deserve to live in a state of joy. I deserve to live a life filled with joy. I choose to be filled with joy. Because why wouldn't you? You know, when you actually start to affirm it for yourself, because sometimes it's like the way, like, you can't love others if you can't know how to receive love. You know what I mean? You have to know that you deserve love, and you should be allowed to receive love before you actually can accept love and be loved in a healthy way, and you can love others in a healthy way. The same way as if you want to truly step into a place of joy, you have to know that joy is for you, because you are a child of the Most High, so you deserve to live in a state of joy. Joy is for you. You deserve it. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just like a little preface to what this show is about. One of the key themes about the show, what joy is, how you can implement it more into your life. And also, I think one thing that can also really help is that, you know, maybe you feel like you've lost your joy or you don't know where to start with it. I think a big part of it is also the company you keep and the things that you intake. You know, what things are you watching? What things are you listening to? What are you allowing to influence you, and what are you allowing to intake, which, yeah, what are you allowing to influence you? Especially even the people that you hang around. Are you hanging around people that are just always looking for reasons to complain, or see the negative in life, or see the negative in situations? Are you hanging around people that just always want to see the worst in people and see the worst in what's going on right now? Or are you actually choosing to being around people who, you know, they help you romanticize life and help you to see? Or maybe, you know, you can go to them and tell them, you know what, I'm not exactly having a great day today. I'm not exactly having a really great situation right now. I can't really see the joy or the goodness in this situation. And they can be like, okay, that's okay. Let's help you out, you know? And they just help you, they pick you up, because I feel like that's such a big part of community and what friendships are supposed to be about. If you're in a friendship where you feel like you're constantly being drained, or you feel like it's just a one-way street, or they're just constantly speaking death into situations, because as I did say in last week's episode, there is power in the tongue. There is life and death in the tongue. How you speak into situations, it truly does matter so much. So what kind of people are you allowing to speak into your life, into your situations? What kind of people are you allowing to influence how you speak into your life and into your situations and other people's situations? And it's also about, yeah, it's one thing to want those people into your life, but are you gonna be that person in someone else's life as well? Are you gonna be that person for yourself? Are you gonna choose to become that person first before others can be these people for you? You know what I mean? And especially if you're someone who loves to help other people, you know. I was listening to Ali Yost's podcast, Christ with Coffee and Ice, and she was saying, you know, before she knew Christ, she's someone who loves to help people, but she was constantly helping people. But the thing is, she didn't have Jesus overflowing into her cup, so she was constantly overflowing into others constantly, but she had nothing flowing into her. So she was giving and giving and giving, until she eventually realized, oh my gosh, I'm run dry. I have nothing to give. I don't know exactly what to do. And she realized she was absolutely stuck. But when you're with Jesus, when you're doing it with Christ, you have him, you have his eternal love and his eternal peace and his eternal joy constantly flowing into you and speaking into your life. He is all you need. You don't need anything else or anyone else. So you know, okay, I have this constant, it's abundant, it's never ending, it's endless, it's eternal. I know that I'm secure. I find my security in him. So it's okay, because even again, it does say in scripture, Galatians 5:22, the fruit of the spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. These things, guys, are eternal. They're eternal. They will never end, because when you put your trust and your hope in Jesus, and you put your identity and your whole life and trust in Jesus, that's really all you need. That's all you need, you guys. And that's so powerful. So yes, know that joy is for you. Know that you deserve to live in a life filled with joy. Understand it, because I think that's a big part of starting to live a more joyful life, knowing that you deserve to. And if you don't believe that you do, why do you believe that? I feel like it does take some inner work. Take that to the Lord, work through that with the Lord. Why exactly? Maybe there's some things from your childhood or from your past, or some trauma or experiences that you're holding on to, but you just don't know it, and you maybe need to look beneath the surface. And Jesus, he can work through that with you. He will bring what is hidden in the darkness to light, because his mercies are new every morning, and he loves you guys so much, and he truly wants to be there with you, and he wants to walk with you every single step of the journey, and he wants to walk with you every single step of the way. So yeah, and you don't have to be perfect to deserve it. No one is. Even me, as I'm doing this episode, I'm still human, I'm still growing, I'm still learning. Obviously I will still be struggling with things, but I'm still learning, and I'm learning from the Lord, and I'm just choosing to use this platform to share with others what I'm learning, and I'm just hoping that maybe it can impact another person every single day. And maybe if it doesn't impact you today, maybe it will impact you tomorrow or in a few weeks, because your story will be different every single day. Your circumstances will be different every single day in every single season. So you never know. So yeah, just honestly trust in the Lord and know that you deserve joy. You deserve to be filled with joy and live a joyful life, and you deserve to be happy. You know what I mean? Because you are a child of the Most High. And if you are being told otherwise, friend, that is a lie from the devil himself. And you should cancel that in the name of Jesus, because you deserve true happiness, and you deserve to be happy, and you deserve to be able to shout that happiness and that joy from the top of the mountaintop. So, don't be ashamed of who you are as well. I think I'm just getting so much info, guys. I had some notes written down, but this is truly God, because there was just ideas flowing into my mind, and I've not had as many complications in recording this episode as I used to. That's really Jesus for real. That's Jesus written all over it. Whoa, praise Jesus. But yeah, I really hope this episode really impacted you guys and really helped you guys. And yeah, share this with a friend if this did help you. And yeah, feel free to leave a review. Leave a review, because honestly I really do want to see how this impacts you guys, and how the show is really touching you guys and inspiring you guys. And yeah, I really want to be connected with you guys so much. That's a big hope in my heart. So connect with me on social media. The links to connect with me and support the show, they're all in the show notes. Feel free to leave me rates and reviews. I just really want to know you guys and become, get connected with you guys and stay in tune with you guys, because, again, this show wouldn't be successful, again, if it wasn't for you and if it wasn't for Jesus. So, yeah, please feel free to message me. Don't feel shy to message me, or sharing your stories, when you're listening to the show, or what it's showing you, what it's impacted with you, or feel free to share the show, you know what I mean? So, yeah, thank you so much for all the support you guys have shown so far. I truly appreciate you guys so much. Honestly, I have so much love for you guys. And you guys, honestly, I'm so excited for what the Lord has in place for the show. And I'm so ready, I'm so excited, I'm so pumped to do this with Jesus, because when I was doing it before, as I said in my last episode, I was doing this on my own strength, but now I'm doing it with the Lord. He is the source of all my wisdom, and He is providing, and I'm relying on Him. So yeah, honestly, and that's honestly what I advise for you guys in your own lives as well. Don't rely on your own understanding, rely on the Lord Jesus Christ Himself, because He is a source of all wisdom, and He is a source of all truth, because He says, I am the way, and I am the truth, and I am the life. No one can come to the Father except through me. So you guys, especially if you're a Christian, don't be afraid to be bold in your faith. I'm starting to learn that. I'm starting to become more bold in my faith. I was so scared to talk on this podcast about Jesus. I was so scared to talk about on this podcast about the Lord and His goodness. But you guys, He died for this. He died for this, and He rose again on the third day. The Father raised Him up on the third day for this hope. He's our living hope. So why would I not share about it? You know? So this is my encouragement to you as well. Don't be afraid to share it. Share it with everyone you can. You understand? So yeah. Oh, you guys, this is such a good episode. So yeah, I'm sending loads of blessings and loads of love and light your way, you guys. May the Lord be with you, and may He shine His face upon you and be gracious to you, you guys. I'm sending loads of blessings your way. Hope you have a blessed day, week, afternoon, day, morning, evening, whatever time you're listening. And yeah, I'm sending so much love your way, you guys, and so much peace and so many blessings your way. And I'm so grateful for everything you guys have done to support this show, honestly. So yeah, this is me out. I will see you guys next week. Connect with me, stay in tune, and yeah, bye.